This is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've joined me here before. I am here today to do a small shop showcase. This is where I just like to show you bits and bobs that I have accumulated from small shops in the diamond painting community over the last few months. I used to do these videos every month, and then I really did pull back on buying accessories because there's only so many different accessories that I found uses for, and yeah, although I like to try a lot of different things, I don't want to buy things that I know I'm never going to use for sure. So I've got, let's see, I've got 6 things here. I think 4 are from places that I have purchased from before, and a couple are from new to me shops. So I think I'll start with those. I'm going to put all these goodies to the side and crack on with these. And some of these are quite old. Like this one is from early December, which, yeah, is that the earliest? It might be. It's not so bad. But yeah, so this one is, I believe, a tray. Let me just check the name of the shop. Okay, this is from a shop that I found in the UK on Etsy called Tray by Shay. And let's have a look. I haven't opened this one, so this is brand new to me. Trays are one of those things I've really pulled back from buying as many of, because ultimately I like to try them, but unless they're, you know, up there with my favorites, I won't use them. I'm a bit fussy, you know, like I struggle to give much use to a tray that is not working for me. And I stress for me because, you know, this is subjective. We like different things as my favorites. So, ooh, I have a couple of spare goodies there. Some washi tape. This one's snowman themed because, as I said, I bought this in December. And what else have I got? Okay, so I have some stickers and a really nice card effect. What's the word I'm looking for? Business card. I've got 2 for some reason. Stickers and things. I'm always torn because, like, I have a small shop, as you're probably aware, where I sell putty, and I don't include all these added extras like stickers and washi tape and that kind of thing, because for the products that I sell, the margin is such that if I were to do that, I mean, nothing's really free, is it? So, you know, it has to be built into the cost of selling things. So I'd prefer to just keep my costs as low as possible so I can give you the best price possible. But then I do appreciate getting them when I buy from other shops. So I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you think it's good when you get extra freebies like that? I mean, I have to say, like, I'll use the washi tape. Stickers and things, for me personally, I'm not likely to have much use for. These are really nice ones, but I don't really use stickers. So yeah, let me know. Do you like getting those freebies from shops, or are you just as happy if it comes plain? Anyway, this is wrapped in this nice shimmery tissue paper. And here it is. Now, I believe, if I remember correctly, that this was a listing for a specific colour, you know, for a pre-made tray, rather than me saying, can you make it in these colours? Which I do like, because I'm not very imaginative. So if you just show me a load of, like, colour reels and say, what colour do you want it in? I struggle to work out what I would like best, whereas looking at a picture of a completed item, I'm like, oh yeah, I can visualise that. Anyway, it feels really nice and solid. I mean, obviously it's solid, it's 3D printed, but like it feels sturdy because, you know, it does vary. It's got this kind of almost translucent effect. It's really interesting filament they've used. And now this lid, I guess, comes off the top. Yeah, that's slightly awkward, I've got to be honest. I think there are finger grips here that I've not made the best use of, but it's still a little awkward taking that off. Doesn't really bother me because I don't use lids and stoppers. Once I'm actually diamond painting, I will just use the tray as it is, but just, you know, worth mentioning as a review. And then a stopper. Oh, that's an interesting feature. So it's got like these little cuts, so it's wider at one end than the other, which I bet that will do a better job of staying snug fitting than some of the ones, because 3D printed items tend to wear a little bit, so often you get a stopper that's maybe snug at first and then it stops being as snug. but that will probably help. Right, I forgot to be prepared and have some drills to try, so let me grab some. So the only ones I have on hand without going excavating through all my different storage trays are the ones for my current whip. So I've got square drills here. Oops. I'm working on The Apprentice, my comparison project from Jaded Gem Shop. Okay, that did a nice job. They lined up really nicely. I'm trying to think if I have any round ones available. But I can't think where I have any round drills to show you. So it might just have to be these. But yeah, that lines up nicely. Now, how do they pour out? The spout is just about small enough to fit in round bottle storage pots like this, which is good because they are what I use most often, and if the spout fits in, it really helps to avoid spillage. But a few of them have caught just there. Not sure why. Maybe they were catching on the edge of the line. Anyway, seem pretty decent. I'm going to give that a go tonight when I diamond paint and see what I think of it. But yeah, always nice to try new trays. And the other new to me item, this came from another shop I found on Etsy called Diamond Art 3D Prints. And again, this is from the UK. I will list all of the shop details in the description box below, so do check them out. Oh. Okay, so this is obviously how it's come. I think I just opened the top to check it was what I thought it was, but I haven't actually got it out of the packaging. So this is the item, and oh, freebies again. Ah, a free pen, which I'm guessing from the weight of it and the name of the shop is going to be 3D printed. Wow. That's a pretty full-on free gift, isn't it? A whole pen. Now, this one is too thick for my personal taste. I like a thin feel pen, but that's pretty cool as free gifts go. I appreciate that. And this is the item I bought. Now, this one was a little bit of a splurge because I don't need this. It's a bit of a... Let me bring you in slightly. This is definitely something that I bought because I thought that's cool and let's try a new shop rather than I desperately need this in my life. What it is a baggie holder. So when you are kitting up something that you're working out of baggies, this is to help arrange them. I don't often work out of baggies. I almost always kit things up into storage pots. But recently there have been a few exceptions. I did a kit from Letter Stitch last year that I kitted up into baggies rather than use a storage case with. And then I'm also working on a paint gem kit at the moment. And because that's something that I just pull out now and again, and it will probably take me a while to get through all of them, and they came in baggies, I just kept them that way. But it's literally like this in here. So I did think it would be quite useful when I get them out to work on them to have a way to arrange the bags, you know, to have them in symbol order or something, because a lot of these are alphanumeric. I'm obviously not doing that now, but I could have a section for like A to C and D to F or whatever it might be based on the symbols. But I thought that would be quite helpful. And yeah, I think that is going to help when I'm working with baggies. They're pretty narrow, like that one was quite a snug fit in there, but it does the job well and it is nicely printed. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. That is something that I'm not going to use super often because of what I just said, but when I do use it, that's going to be really cool. I had like a makeshift one that I made when I worked on the Letter Stitch kit, which was just like an old plastic box, and I like made some card dividers, and you know, it did the job, but it wasn't great. This is going to be better because it's going to make the baggies like stand up a bit more so they're easier to reach. Cool. Okay, we're 2 for 2 on nice things that I have purchased here, and all of the rest of the items I'm going to show you today are from shops where I have purchased before, so I'm very confident that we're going to like them. I say we. I am going to like them, but hopefully you will too. Okay, so first up, Agnes little minder. So I bought this in December based on that postage. So is it Christmas themed? I cannot remember what I bought. I've been using these and the other minder shop that I'll show you in a little bit. I pretty much exclusively use their minders these days, partly because I've spent a bit of money on them, so I want to use that investment, and partly just because none of my other minders come close. So if you haven't seen these before, Agnes Little Minders does these absolutely stunning, like work of art polymer clay cover minders. Well, they're primarily needle minders. She makes them as needle minders, but you can use the needle minder as a cover minder. Right, I made a boo-boo. I had a little pause. I came back to film, turned my camera back on, apparently didn't press record. So what I've done is just, you know, finished off explaining about Agnes minders, that they are designed primarily as needle minders, but anything that's a needle minder works as a cover minder if you just take off the back piece, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I opened them up and showed you some bits I had, like a lovely thank you card, and it was all wrapped beautifully in tissue, and I had some care instructions. And then I was just showing you this. So this is the minder that I bought. And if I'd remembered it was so Christmas orientated, maybe I wouldn't have waited until March to open it. Because now I'm probably not going to use this until I work on another Christmas piece, which is going to be Christmas in July at the earliest. But yeah, it is an absolute work of art. I cannot believe that she makes all of these by hand, because, you know, if you told me that this was made by a machine, I would believe you, because it's so perfectly done. She's so talented. The bit about the back bit I was talking about, she does these built up clay bits around the magnets. That isn't very beneficial for diamond painting, because if you put that underneath, it's going to make a big lump under your painting. So I just switched that out for a normal flat disc magnet. But other than that, you know, it works in the same way. And she uses lovely strong magnets too, so they hold the cover out the way really well. Gorgeous. I love it. And then, as we're on minders, let me show you my other minder, which again is from a shop I have placed several purchases from before. This is from Pedro's Plaques. And they are, so Agnes minders, the one I just showed you, for me they are like the creme de la creme. They are an absolute work of art, but they're quite pricey as a result. You know, they are a luxury item. Each one must take her so much time. I think the price is completely justified, but they are pricey. And then a couple of years ago, I found this shop. Now they also make clay, well, needle minders, probably designed to be needle minders. She also makes things like crochet hooks and that kind of thing. And these are, so how to put this so it doesn't sound disparaging, because she is also phenomenally talented, but they're much more simplistic designs. They're not going for the same level of detail as the Agnes minders, but as a result, they're a lot cheaper. These guys cost like £8, I think, which is incredibly reasonable for the work that must still go into them. And Agnes minders, I mean, it depends which one you go for, but they can cost a fair bit more than that. So this one, I follow her on Facebook, and she posted this one recently as a new design she'd come out with, and I loved it. I had to get it. So her items come wrapped like this. This is so adorable. This was quite a recent one, so I even remember it. It is so cute. Here it is. Isn't that adorable? Now because I'd been in touch with her before and, you know, mentioned the channel and that I've put things up there, she obviously recognises my name now, and she saw me explaining how I switch out the magnet, so she does this for me. Unless anything's changed, as if you buy like her designs and you're not me and she doesn't know that you just want that, she also does a built up bag, which is kind of like a button, a clay button. They're really cute. Like, they basically work as cover minders in their own right because they're pretty. But the same thing as the Agnes minders, like, you don't really want that big bulge in your diamond painting. So that is why that's like that. And yeah, I just love the gradient pastel rainbow, the little sheep, or shoop as I insist on calling them, because when I was little, my mum and I would laugh about how it's weird that it's a sheep or many sheep, and an individual sheep should really be called a shoop. And I may be 42 now, but I'm sticking with it. So this is a shoop. Probably like a little lamb for spring, isn't it? How adorable is that? Absolutely love it. I think this one might go on my painting tonight. So that is Pedro's plaques. And then I've got two more items to show you. This is from a shop I have shown them before, not for a while. So this is from Shaza. And she has been around for a long time, her shop. She does things like resin diamond painting trays, which look so pretty. But I have tried them and they don't work for me personally. But she does other really nice resin bits. And the thing I have purchased from her a few times is little pots. And that's what this is. I think that's just, yeah, to stop it sliding around. So yeah, this is a really sweet little pot. So I diamond paint with like a large trinket tray to the side of me, and on that I have all the bits and bobs I need, like my trash drill pot, my pens, my putty, washi, anything like that. And I have one of these bigger pots, and it's got all the little scraps of putty where every time I make putty for the shop, I obviously want to test it before I put it up for sale. So I save a little bit of the batch and I test it before they go on sale. And then I keep those bits because that's my putty that I work with. So yeah, I have them all stacked in a little pot. And I thought, let's get a change of scenery for the putties. I get this new pot, which is really pretty. Again, I'm really going for the pastel rainbows, aren't I? Like, these work together. So yeah, really nicely made. You can tell she's been in the business for a long time. Like, I don't think any of the items I've had from her have ever had any kind of bubbles or, you know, any of the common resin imperfections that you get. It's got a really nice flat base. Yeah, that is absolutely rock solid. It's not wobbling at all. And it's just super pretty. So check out Shiny Shaza, because you could use these for all sorts of things. You could use it for just trash drills. I find I usually use a smaller pot for that, and then I use this for slightly bigger things. But it doesn't even have to be diamond painted use, does it? I'm showing it in this because I give it a diamond painting use, but it doesn't have to be. It's just pretty. And then one more thing to show you. This is my latest pen from Norse Alchemist, my absolute favourite diamond painting pen shop. This one came in a while ago. I wonder if it says on here. I think this came in like just after I did my last small shop showcase. And then I was cross with myself for not waiting for it, because this has got to be one of my favourites I've ever had. I have had a peek at it. So yeah, let me show you. So they come like this. There would be an invoice in there, but I've obviously removed it because it has my details. And ta-da! Here is my pen. Love, love, love this one. I really enjoy the ones where he has wood on one end, because one of the things that really sets his pens apart is how polished they are. So you get this beautiful, shiny, polished wooden effect on one end. And then the colours of this. I mean, blue and purple are my favourite colours, so you know, what more could I want? It's a really nice feel. So as I said earlier, I like a thin pen, but the way he does his pens, they're thin because they go into a thin point, but you still have quite prominent bulges in the shape of the pen. And I find that really comfortable and supportive. I mean, I use his pens almost all the time. Most of the pens in my pen pot are from there. I have a couple of others from other shops that I really like. But similarly to what I was saying with the trays, I do stick with the ones that work best for me, and that is these, as well as being just some of the most beautiful ones on the market. Again, a little like Agnes Minders, these are a luxury item. They're not the cheapest. Shipping is very reasonable, considering he's in, I think it's Denmark. It only costs about £6 shipping to get to me here in the UK. The pens do cost a bit, but to me, they are worth it. How beautiful is that? So that is everything I have to show you this small shop showcase. Yeah, got some really beautiful goodies this time, I think. I do love trying all the new things, and you know, as a small shop owner myself, it's important to me to support other small shops, but let's face it, it's mostly because I love the pretty things. Yeah, absolutely delighted. Got to get my glue gun out and get this pen in use immediately. I have been waiting to use it. This is definitely going on my painting tonight. Yeah, and I'm going to try out that tray as well and try and remember to feed back to you what it's like. So let me know in the comments what you think. Anything here that you like the look of? Are there any of these shops that you have personally tried or would like to try? I'd love to hear from you, so let me know. That's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at these with me, and if you have, please consider dropping a like on the video. It really helps. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would love to have you stick around, so please consider doing that too. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.